So you not following through fully could be the reason why you cannot hit a good forehand drive or return in pickleball. Hey everyone, it's Tyler from Universal Rackets, and in this video we are going to be teaching you 3 different forehand follow-throughs that you can apply to your own game. I want you to try every single follow-through and see what works best for you. Now the first thing is what? Following through. A lot of players, they can't hit a good forehand third shot drive or return because they don't follow through. They like to think, oh, I just got to try to get the ball in. Okay, you're going to be able to get the ball in, but you're never going to be able to hit power. You're never going to be able to have pinpoint accuracy. You're never going to be able to hit topspin because you are slowing down. In pickleball, my favorite quote is, in pickleball, to gain control, you have to give up control. The more you let the paddle work for you, the less you work for the paddle, the better you will be. So what you have to do is you have to fully follow through. You have to let it go. And guys, once again, in this video, I'm giving you 3 different follow-throughs that you can try to improve your game. So, follow through number 1. The first follow through that we're going to go over is the most common follow through, and that is the elbow. Wherever you point your elbow to, the ball is going to go. The elbow is not only going to help ensure that you have that full swing, but also it's going to help you ensure accuracy. Now, how do we do the elbow swing or the elbow follow through? Once I'm done, again, look, my elbow is going to be pointing towards my target. When I hit to you, if I'm swinging right to you, watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to point my elbow towards my target. If you can think, once you're done your forehand return or drive and your elbow is pointing forward, that's going to ensure that your paddle did the proper thing. So again, all you're going to do for this follow through is point your elbow towards your target. If I want to go over here, I'm going to point my elbow over here. If I want to go cross court, I'm going to point my elbow cross court. This is again going to fully ensure that you had a full forehand swing path. Now, if you don't like the elbow, that is okay. But I want you to try it again and again and again. I want you to hit with someone from the baseline, because if you hit at the baseline and someone's up at the kitchen, you're not going to have enough time, or have someone feed you or get a ball shooter or even do self-drop feeds. And what you're going to do again is you're going to pause once you're done. Okay, you're going to pause with your elbow pointing forward. I want you to really feel that pause. Now, if you do not end up there, if you struggle with the follow through and you're trying to learn to follow through, what are you going to do? If I finish here because I struggle with this, before I hit the next ball, I'm going to teach myself this. So it's going to look like this, and for many beginner players it will. So I don't follow through right. Okay, before I hit, I have to do it. Again, I'm going to go here, I'm going to stop wherever, and then here. I am actively teaching my muscle memory. Now, the huge thing with this follow through and the next couple follow throughs that we're going to go over, the next 2, is that you have to think of your follow through, that your paddle, again, you want to let your paddle work for you, don't work for your paddle, that the follow through happens as a result. You don't force it to get there, okay? Again, I am finishing here. I'm just letting my momentum of my paddle going. I'm not forcing it to get there, okay? So that's a big thing. The second follow through that I want you to think is pretend that you have a watch on your dominant wrist, okay? So I'm a right-handed player, so I have a watch on my right wrist. If I'm a lefty, I have a left watch on my left wrist, okay? All you're going to do is, if you struggle with the follow through and you don't like the elbow, which is more classic, or maybe you want a little bit more spin, all you're going to do is, once you're done, you're going to check what time it is on your wrist. Again, when you swing, you're going to finish your return or your drive, and you're going to check what time it is on your wrist. This is essential. If you do this, it's essential that you have a super loose and active wrist. You don't want to have a super tight wrist. This is going to be more difficult. If you struggle with holding the paddle super loose, or if you have a more continental E-string grip, if you're more, let's say, of an old school type of swing, you're going to do the elbow, but this is for more people who have a little bit more tilt, maybe a little bit semi-western, maybe a little bit Eastern, that's okay too, and want to get a lot of paddle speed, okay? So again, when I swing, I'm going to do this, and when I swing, all I'm going to do is check what time it is on my wrist. Again, I'm going to swing, here we are. I'm going to check what time it is on my wrist. I'm going to go over here, here we are. and I'm going to check what time it is on my wrist. I was going to bring up a great player that does this is Jack Sock, who has one of the amazing forehands. It looks like he's just ripping the forehand, he's slapping at the forehand. Speaking about Jack Sock, look at this all brand new Jack Sock Selkirk Luxe pickleball paddle. Amazing, tons of spin. Click the link in the description, use our promo code ADV-Universal for a gift card with purchase. So again, the second thing that you can try and give it a couple times is once you're done again, you're going to pause and you're going to check what time it is. You're going to go over here, you're going to pause what time it is on your watch. That's going to ensure that, again, you do a full swing path. Now, this swing path you're going to be coming, think about it this way. For the elbow tip, you're going to be coming 12 o'clock up here, 6 o'clock here. You're going to be going more vertical 6 to 12. For the watch, you're going to go more 3 to 10. Or 4 to 10. You're going to be coming around the ball more, which is a great tip. A great tip to get topspin is think that you're getting the outside of the ball. Let's try that again. There we are. So you can make the ball actually curve. Try it, see what happens. Now, give the watch tip a couple tries. Again, pretend you have a watch on your dominant side wrist and see what happens. Now, the last type of follow-through tip that I'm going to give you, and then we'll give you a couple bonuses, is the butt cap tip. Now, the butt cap tip is great because it kills two birds with one stone. What I mean by that is if you want to hit a good forehand, which we have other videos on how to hit a forehand, I'll put the link in the description, step by step, but when you hit, you want your paddle to be dropped. You don't want your paddle to be up at contact. Because look, if you come on top of the ball, it's going to what? Go into the net. If you come at the ball, unless it's chest height or above, you're going to be able to hit the ball in the net as well. So let me explain that again. If I go at the ball here, look, it's going to go down. I need to make sure that I drop my paddle so I get below and lift the ball up. So a great tip is the butt cap tip, because look, if I point my butt cap towards the ball or towards my opponent, that's going to ensure that my paddle tip is lower than my wrist, which will mean that I'm getting under the ball at contact. So this is butt cap number one. Butt cap is the bottom of your paddle, for those who were wondering, okay? So here I go, and I do the butt cap, okay? Now, the second thing that I'm going to do is once I'm done the butt cap, watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to finish, and when I finish, I'm going to point my butt cap. Once again, I'm going to go, here we are, butt cap to butt cap. So by pointing your butt cap, it's also going to ensure that you do a full follow through. So once you're done your shot, watch what I'm going to do. Point my butt cap over here. If I want to go over here, what I'm going to do, point my butt cap. Wherever I point my butt cap to, the ball is going to go. I'm going to turn around just so you guys can see it. So by pointing your butt cap, that also ensures that you have a proper follow through. Now, a couple tips on the follow through. Again, tip number one, which is huge, even if you already do it, I want you to do it more. Let the follow through happen as a result. Make sure, regardless of if you're doing the watch, if you're doing the elbow, or if you're doing the butt cap, you're letting it get there as a result. The second thing, okay, what I want you to do is I want you to pretend that once you're done your follow through, for any of the follow throughs, elbow, watch, or watch is a little bit more here, but for the elbow or a butt cap, I want you to think that the tip of your paddle should be facing upwards. I don't want to be like this. Notice the frame of my paddle, the face of my paddle is tilted upwards. If the face of my paddle is tilted upwards, what does that mean? That means that I'm using my wrist too much. I'm using my wrist, okay? By pointing and using my wrist the wrong way, and I just want to describe that, okay? I'm turning my wrist. You want to go low to high like this. You don't want to turn your wrist. So if I ever finish like here, I could be utilizing my wrist not the proper way. If I ever finish with my butt cap pointing up, or sorry, the butt cap pointing forward, that's one, but the tip of my paddle pointing up to the point that I could balance a coin on the frame or the tip of the paddle, like I could put a coin here and it'll balance, that'll ensure that my wrist is moving or staying in the proper position. So if you ever struggle with moving your wrist unnecessary ways, all you're going to do is finish with the tip of the paddle facing upwards, as you guys can see here, and that will ensure that your wrist is doing the proper motion. Now, if you guys can apply this to your game, you will have a better shot. You'll be able to hit more topspin. You'll be able to have more confidence in your shots, because what's going to happen if you follow through over and over again, at first it's going to feel weird, because what? You want to get the ball in, maybe you don't follow through, and if you feel like you swing, the ball's going to go everywhere. But what you're going to realize is you're going to hit one shot, and you're going to do this follow through that I told you. You're going to pick one of the three, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, Tyler, I hit such a big of a ball without doing half the amount of work. Like, I hit such a big ball, but it was like effortless. I don't understand how I could just rip this ball and I can fully follow through. That wasn't really convincing there, but that's okay. But what am I saying? It's going to win over your muscle memory to the point that you realize how good of an effective of a drive or a return that you can hit without doing half the amount of work, how easy it's going to be, rather than stopping and just trying to get the ball in. What's going to happen is it's going to win over your muscle memory, and you're going to want to do it over and over and over again. The best way to do this, again, is hit with someone, have someone hit the ball to you, and all you're going to do is, again, you're going to hold your finish every single time. So again, someone's going to hit you, and then again, every single time, you're going to hold your finish. Someone's going to hit to you, and you're going to just hold your finish. A great tip that I like to say is pretend you were on center court of the PPA Tour, final gold medal match. Everyone is in the stands and they're watching you, okay? Tons of paparazzi, everything like that. All you're going to do is when you finish, go hold your follow through, and you're going to smile at your paparazzi. You want to take 1 split second and finish your shot before you go to the next ball. And that's huge because too many players, what they do wrong is they're thinking about so much about getting to the next ball that they hit, they stop, and they don't fully follow through. Every single time I hit again, I want to be here and I want to fully follow through and hold my finish every single time. Again, I'm going to be here, I'm going to hit, I'm going to follow through, and then I'm going to move up. I'm not just going to hit, stop, and then run up to the court. So if you guys can do this, you're going to be amazing. You're going to be able to hit an amazing shot. You're going to be able to win more points and hit such a bigger ball. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know in the comments below. Have a good one. Happy hitting, and we will see you guys next time on court.